live out here at Rock on the Range. It is Drew hanging out with Dave Draymond, and I'm sorry I forgot your name. Will, no offense, dude, no offense. From Device. I'm terrible with names. I really, really am. What's my name? Thank you. See, I win the day. Anyway, so Device.
Do you have an opposite of your name?
What?
Do you have a direct opposite of your name?
Word. If you say it backwards, pretty much is.
I like that. That's cool. Word. Now word.
Word. It's pretty close. Anyway, man. So, Device, new band for you guys. Can you take me through the decision process between Disturbed and then putting together Device?
It really wasn't a decision process. The hiatus that Disturbed decided to take had nothing to do with anything else that any of us have had going on during the hiatus currently. Mm-hmm. The decision to go on hiatus was simply to get out of the cyclical nature of the machine that Disturbed had become.
Right.
Make a record tour for 13 years straight. The fans expect a new record every other year and a new tour every other year. Mm-hmm. And that breeds sterility. It breeds a lack of creativity. It breeds a complacency and an expectancy. And instead, for the sake of the band, for the sake of the fans, for the sake of our growth, and for the sake of our sanity, we had to break off of the assembly line. Mm-hmm. We had to let the machine shut down for a minute.
How did you guys put together the new band? I mean, you have Virus in there as well, right?
Correct.
From
Virus
Dope?
is in the band as well.
Yeah.
It started really with one track that was written for the Underworld soundtrack that Gino Leonardo and I wrote. Amazing songwriter. We developed a chemistry right away. Ended up writing more songs together. Those songs ended up becoming Device. And I ended up finding the best guys on the planet to have my back with this thing in Will and Virus. And they've been doing an amazing job.
What about you, Will? When Dave Draymond calls it, hey, man, we're going to start a band, do you freak out or you playing it cool?
No. I mean, excited because he's a peer and I recognize how talented he is. And
You're just a little bit excited. Like, oh, Dave's calling me again, man.
Hell yeah. I mean, the thing is that I knew that there was something happening. Like, I knew Gino played me half of Hunted. It was like halfway done. And I was doing some studio work with him. And I was like, wow. And I said to him in parting, I said, I got to go back and finish this Evanescence tour. But if this turns into a band, please keep me in the loop. And tell David, I haven't talked to him in a while, but I'd love to catch up at least. And I can't remember, where was I? I was like in Beirut, Lebanon or someplace weird like that. And he called me. Yeah, he Facebooked me. Yeah, he Facebooked me and said, hey, give me a call. And I'm like, nah, really? And so I hit him up. He's like, yeah, this thing's coming in band. And I was like, so yeah, I was surprised. It was awesome. I was excited.
Now, musically, this Device is a bit more of an industrial kind of thing. Device is a bit more of an industrial kind of thing, more so than Disturbed. Did you want to do that specifically, or is that just how the songs kind of free-flowed out?
We followed the template of what was created with Hunted, that first track that was written for the Underworld soundtrack, and that's the world that Gino came from. Gino's a student of the Wax Trax era, his time with Filter.
Yeah, right.
So that's really something that I wanted to embrace because I'm a fan of that era. Mm. Bands like Nine Inch Nails, Ministry, Front 242, KMFDM, Nitzer Ebb, Skinny Puppy, all of that stuff. Loved it, lived it. Those were the songs that I could get into in the clubs as opposed to like the dance stuff.
Right.
And so that was the stuff I could sink my teeth into and still feel like I could look at myself in the mirror the next day. I still feel dark, still feel like someone that was on the fringe.
Yeah.
And it was a redeeming kind of thing for me and a very big part of being a guy growing up in Chicago during that period of time. So
all that was happening, so to come from that, I'm sure it's been awesome to be a part. Now we can say we're a part of that,
Trying. We definitely derive our influence from it, but you'd be hard-pressed to make a direct comparison of Device to what they had done stylistically. We definitely do what we do in our own way, but the flavors of the electronica that are within our sound are definitely inspired from that era and from those bands.
Is it fun for you to kind of start a new band and kind of not really start from the bottom, but kind of start from the middle to try to bring it back up to maybe where Disturbed is?
We're starting from the bottom. That's okay.
You say that, but you're still Dave Draymond. You got Disturbed money.
Listen. Thank God that I've had the fortune that I've had, and that I've had guys like Dan and Mike and John behind me all these years that help define who I am. And without Disturbed, I certainly would not be the man that you see sitting in front of you. There's no question. Nor would Will be the man you see sitting in front of you without his wealth of experiences. And they are varied. They go beyond Evanescence. But I think that, everything does happen for a reason. This all kind of came together very naturally and organically. A little bit of hand of fate involved, a little bit of serendipity involved. And now it's been very invigorating to have this new baby that I'm trying to rear into, or that we're trying to rear into a big, angry boy.
We like being the underdog. That's kind of fun. There's no expectations on us. People come to see us and they don't know what to think. And then they leave and there's just like, oh my God, man, that was amazing. And that's our whole thing. It's like, I like winning people over. I like looking at people out there and they're kind of got their arms crossed and wondering what this is. And then we get up there and do our thing, blast faces off, and then people leave going and buying our shirt. I like that. And I like it.
Rocking the masses and kicking their asses, my friend. That's what we're doing.
What do you, for people who have not seen Device live yet, what's it like? I mean, because before, a couple of years ago, you were on the main stage, one of the headlining bands. There's fire, things exploding.
Today we're not on the main. Today we're on the Pabst Blue Ribbon stage.
That's a stage to be on, man.
Oh yeah, and we're looking forward to it. We're looking forward to it. I think we're in some great company. I don't know all the bands that are on there off the top of my head, but I know In This Moment is up there. I know that Lamb of God is closing the night. Ghost is on there. I mean, Red were on there earlier. It's really good, powerful company to be in. And we couldn't be happier to just have that kind of camaraderie around us and that kind of support. It's kind of nice to be climbing again. Right. There is something to that.
Sure.
And the level of curiosity that exists. That maybe is the most rewarding thing, to be the band that everybody's curious about.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, I'm getting the cutoff from the label guy here. So, man, thank you for stopping by.
Our pleasure.
I appreciate it. Good luck on the show.